If you're struggling to take down Rey Dau in Monster Hunter Wilds, then we've got you covered. But we would recommend giving it a go first, as it's one of the best ways a hunter can learn. Rey Dau is a new flying wyvern in Monster Hunter Wilds. It's the apex monster of the Windward Plains and uses the thunder during the sand tide to power itself up, unleashing devastating lightning attacks, as well as attacks from its wings and tail too. Before you get started, you can prepare by eating meals that boost your thunder resistance and equipping the thunder resistance skill to reduce that incoming damage. Plus, since Rey Dau spends plenty of time in the air, you can use flash pods to ground it. When Rey Dau isn't juiced up with electricity, it uses mostly physical attacks which are precise and swift, and you can dodge most of these if you stay on your toes, especially if you dodge below it, as many of its attacks won't be able to hit you there. Rey Dau can chain 2 or even 3 attacks together though, especially when it's enraged, so keep an eye out for sudden attacks in quick succession. Like most wyverns, you'll see the usual tackles and tail swings, but don't forget about its wings too. Its weakest points are its head, horns and tail. Its horns and head are breakable and its tail can be severed. And also remember that the glowing body parts also take more damage. So whilst on the ground, Rey Dau can drag its wing across the ground both in front and to the side. The sideways attack doesn't really hit too hard, but it is really fast, and the forward attack hits much harder, but you do have more of a window to react to it. It can also use its wing slam, as it will slowly move it up before slamming it back down. It's easy to read, but this one does hit super hard, so don't be afraid to just disengage when you see this one coming. One of its signature moves is its aerial wing slam after a backflip, where it will leap into the air and then crash down after backflipping, slamming one of its wings forward. Focus on its movement and orientation to see which side the attack will come from and move to the other side. Rey Dau can also drag its wing whilst in the air and aim the attack to follow you, so dodge out of the way when it's about to hit you. After doing this, it will cover its wings with blue fulgurite, increasing the damage of its wing slams, so be careful and attack the wings to destroy that fulgurite shell. Now aside from the usual enraged state, Rey Dau can power itself up with electricity. This happens more often during a thunderstorm and whenever lightning bolts strike it. Then its horns and tail will now be charged up and it can unleash thunder blasts from its horns. These thunder blasts can come from the ground after a leap into the air or even quickly after another attack. So listen out for unique audio cues as Rey Dau will emit a specific sound alongside the zipping and zapping of electricity. After using some of these blasts, you'll be able to use a temporary focus strike whilst they cool down. Rey Dau's ultimate move happens when it's charged up with electricity and enraged. The whole screen will become darker and then the monster will unleash an even more powerful version of its Thunder Blast. This move can definitely be fatal for hunters, so run away from it and Rey Dau and wait for it to be exposed afterwards. You can also knock Rey Dau out of its powered up state by repeatedly hitting the body parts that glow, resulting in a knockdown. Finally then, the hardest part of the fight is when Rey Dau moves into its nest, as the blue fulgurite on the floor here conducts electricity, leaving behind AoE explosions after the monster's electric attacks. You can use the falling grounding rock in the ceiling or the grounding pods in the area to dispel electricity around where they hit, which should give you a chance to fight back when it knocks Rey Dau out of its charged state temporarily. If you want to see more about how to beat Rey Dau, click the link below to check out our full written guide over at mobalytics.gg. Good luck guys and happy hunting!